were too sweet for me until I stumbled along the river and fell in. The snake's back on his feet, walking down the street. He's coming for you, but baby, I'm coming too. I'm gonna fight. I'm gonna fight. I'm gonna fight for your love. I'm gonna fight. I'm gonna fight. I'm gonna fight for your love. I'm gonna fight. I'm gonna fight. I'm gonna fight for your love.
Hello, everybody. It is June 23rd, 2024. That's 6/23/24. I am Drew.
I'm Tara.
This is America's number one sibling, Chicago-based sports and entertainment, Butthole Buffoonery 69, celebrating it's the hottest podcast east of, west of, wettest podcast east of, west of Mississippi River. It is MELLONfights.
MELLONfights.
MELLONfights. Tara's like, I got to drink right before he says MELLONfights, so I'm pushing the limit. So I might be drinking right as it's time for me to say MELLONfights.
She's mentally,
for it. Guys, I think she's mentally broken. I think she has.
No.
She'll put food in her mouth. She'll start taking a drink right before it's time to say words. No?
No, I think I know I'm that skilled. I'm like, I have time to get a drink in and still be on task.
Yeah, I don't know about that. If your task was to get dressed today, you fucked up. What are you wearing?
I'm wearing an outfit that's cute.
What do you mean we're not? Looks like you're wearing I don't know what you're wearing. I don't know what you're wearing.
It's a jumpsuit.
It's
a shorts jumpsuit.
There's shorts attached to that?
Yeah.
That's even crazier.
Baggy. It's kind of baggy in the crotch. It's stylish.
Go stand back in the back. We got to see it. What is this? Come back. Yeah, we got it. Oh my God. Come back. Come back. Come back. Idiot. Why would I tell you to go somewhere else?
I thought you wanted to see more of the outfit.
This
I
means
got
come back.
Crocs on
Since
too.
when does this not mean come back?
I thought
Universal, come back.
It looked like you're doing that.
You didn't.
Go back.
What is that?
Yep.
Do you wear that out of the house?
I wore it to Quick Trip.
Oh, wow. I mean, that's barely out of the house. It's your back. It's like your parking lot.
But I've worn it out of the house.
Why?
It's a look.
Something that Cynthia Paris would have worn when we were being babysat
God.
by Cynthia Paris. That's the vibe I was getting from it.
Well, then.
I don't know if Cynthia Paris is a listener.
Well, I think it looks good.
So did Cynthia Paris, I bet.
Okay, you're talking, but that shirt that you're wearing is a girl's shirt.
Pretty sure
Is
it a swimsuit cover up?
It's a swimsuit cover.
Yeah, I think I was going to look into getting more of them maybe. I just like them. They're cozy.
So, yeah.
But I look cool. You look like Cynthia Paris.
Well, I think
you guys don't know who Cynthia Paris is. She was our childhood babysitter when we were, I don't know, third graders, the second and third graders, something in that range.
Drew, we already discussed that you are the eye candy, so I don't have to try as hard anymore.
You got to try a little bit. This isn't about the pod. This is about you living your life. This is about you going out in the world. I'm just trying to look out as your big bro.
Drew, this is a look.
I'm not saying it's not. It's a look for sure. Guys, I don't even know how to describe it. It looks like she took a bed sheet and cut her own onesie out of it with shorts. I don't even know what it's made out of.
It's made.
And what's underneath it? Just a bra? Is that just a bra or is that a top?
Well, it's like a top, but I probably should have put a bra on underneath it because I'm not working with the perkiest of boobs.
Okay. Moving on. Tara, I was trimming my beard and I fucked it up and I have a terrible bottom.
Beard?
Looks like shit. That's why I don't shave. It looks stupid.
You don't know how?
No, because it never looks good when people, when you really see a line, it looks like dog shit. I really got to take it all the way down and let it grow out together, but So I'm
You're
going to have
not
to
ready
fix
for
that
that.
shit. Because I look like dog shit right now. Look at that. Look at that. It's worse
not-
now. Because when it starts to
not
curl
great.
up, it looks like uneven.
Maybe you should just go down to the.
Yeah, no. I don't got the face for that anymore. Actually, I was looking at some pictures of me from the past. I never had the face for that. I never should be
Why?
clean shaved. Because I don't have a good face.
You do
The
too.
beard hides it. The beard's a
No,
trick.
you have a good face.
Tara, this tooth's getting fixed this week.
I know. You're not going to be toothless Joe anymore.
We'll see. I don't think I actually get the. I know I get the peg put in, but I don't think they'll put. So I think maybe a few more episodes.
Did they pull the full tooth out?
No, they got her just extracted still. There's still a
Oh,
chunk of
gosh.
tooth in there.
That's crazy. When you
So
really
Toothless
like
Joe-
open up,
Toothless Joe is
you-
never even a fair nickname for me. It should have been,
broken tooth
broken
Betty,
tooth. What was it?
broken tooth Betty or Brody.
Oh my god! Probably not a. It doesn't have to be alliteration. Toothless Joe's not. Broken tooth Charlie. That's probably what I would have went with.
Mm,
Broken tooth Betty. Or why are you trying to make it alliteration like that?
why not?
It doesn't. Toothless Joe wasn't. So I'm trying to figure out
What?
why you were trying to.
Because it felt right.
But it wasn't. When you said it, it sounded bad, didn't it?
No.
Yeah, it did. It definitely did. We don't have a ton this week. We didn't even have a list for the week. I was
No.
like, did we make a list? We watched a movie. Did you watch the movie? I didn't even ask.
Yeah, I watched the movie.
Don't make
I
a
do
face
my-
like you might not have. Did you have to? You had to watch it in full, didn't you? Because you had to watch it on Laserdisc.
Oh, it was quite the experience because, for one, the Laserdisc was a piece of shit, so it was blurry.
Oh,
Two,
you should just fucking bought it then.
when it flipped, it didn't flip, so then I had to text Dad to come downstairs to fix it, and then it wouldn't work, so I only watched about an hour on Laserdisc.
Mm.
Because I'm like, I can't finish this freaking movie. So then I had to end up buying it and watching the last 32 minutes on
It's annoying. I wish you just would have watched
Prime.
it.
I would have too, because I was really
'Cause it was
enjoying
good.
it.
Because it's good.
And then I was like, damn it, this sucks. But as a whole,
well, we'll get to that. Though people don't even
Good.
know. We watched They Live.
yeah.
John Carpenter classic, They Live. We'll talk about it here in a minute.
I just spilled all over myself.
Let's talk sports first. Honestly, we probably won't have to talk sports that long because honestly, I can't think of much that happened this week. Nothing I care about, honestly. I'm not. I have no
Celtics
interest in talking
won.
about WNBA stuff because it's all this. It's the same old, same old. It's not that interesting.
We haven't
NBA.
talked-
Oh, I guess Boston won the championship.
Exactly.
I guess we didn't talk about that yet, right?
Nope.
Because that was a Friday.
No.
No. That's not even close to right. It was like might have been Tuesday. I think it was Tuesday.
It might have been Monday.
No, it's Tuesday.
Hmm.
Pretty sure. Yeah, it was Tuesday, I want to say.
Yeah. Well, no, it wasn't because I watched it, so it was a Monday.
Hmm.
I had volleyball, and then I watched them win.
Hmm.
Regardless, it
Not
was
that
not a
exciting.
series. It sucked.
It never was going to be a series. My favorite thing is how everyone talk how bad the East is. And the West, the best team in the West got crushed by the East. I mean, they crushed everybody. Stop acting like the West is so much more competitive than the East right now. It just isn't.
Right.
The East has got a lot of good young teams and like hard fighting teams. The West is kind of like, I think people are overrating the West because of big names like the Lakers. Like the Lakers stink. The Lakers would have got crushed by the Celtics. Crushed.
Oh yeah.
Minnesota
I mean,
would have
everyone.
got crushed by the Celtics. I think the only team that wouldn't have got crushed by the Celtics was Denver.
Yes.
Denver just,
Because
it didn't
Like
work
it-
out for Denver in that Minnesota series. But I still think they're the best team in the West going before that.
for sure, because like Boston, they had a better bench. They had better role players, but
They just ran. Minnesota just something
they
about
just
and Minnesota
some-
played out of their
something
ass
happened.
that series.
Yes,
And then they showed their
exactly.
true colors the next series.
Exactly. That's exactly what happened because
They blew their whole load against Denver. Minnesota did. And
Yeah.
yeah. Boston,
because
NBA champs.
which I thought like I didn't care who won. I didn't want Boston to win just because I hate how they got Drew Holiday. Like he's such a good piece, and like they got him so easily, and that sucks.
I hate it. It's the
I
dumbest
hated
thing
it.
ever.
It pissed me off. Like just some of the pieces they got were just like they didn't even have to try that hard for them, and they didn't have to give up that much, and it just sucked.
Can you pull that mic away further? Because it's peaky
Yeah.
still. Please.
Do you want me to turn it
Just
off?
don't lean
turn
into
it down?
as much.
Okay, I'll do this.
But if you're going to lean
So, yeah.
forward, back up the mic a little.
I won't lean forward.
You always lean forward. That's how you talk. So back up the mic a little. And bend it down a little.
Bend the knee.
And that's
Okay.
how the podcast goes. What were you saying now? Yeah, it was easy. It was Boston's good, and they're going to be good for a while.
Yeah.
They've already
because
paid all these guys, except for
exactly.
except
for
for Tatum's coming out.
Derek and Derek White
He'll get paid.
And you think he'll stay?
Yeah. You don't leave a team that's
No.
a champ.
Dude, when he got his face smashed into the floor and then his tooth broken, like hit that smash into the floor, there had to have been some concussion protocol needed.
Maybe.
Because holy God.
I didn't see it. Can I tell you something?
Oh.
I didn't watch that game.
I didn't get to watch a ton of it.
I watched it until it was like 6. They're up by like 20 or something in the first half. And I'm like, I'm done.
Yeah.
This series was really boring. Dallas wasn't it. They weren't.
No.
The game before, people were like, said they were worried after they crushed them by like 40 in the game.
God.
I'm like, why? They didn't even try. They wanted to win at home.
Exactly.
They were psyched to win at home. They didn't give a shit about that game. Not even a little bit.
The amount of confetti that they had
Was it a lot?
was wild. Like I was watching it and all of a sudden it started coming down and it was like it just dumped on him and it was all white so it looked like snow. It was crazy.
Mm.
It was pretty awesome. So that's why you want to win at home so you can have really awesome
when the Bucks
stuff.
won in Phoenix, it sucked.
Yeah.
Like it did. I still had fun, but man, if they'd have been at home, it'd been so cool. They got to win one at home. They got to win one at home.
I know.
They make it so hard to win at home, though, too. When
It
it's
just sucks.
2-2 and then 1-1-1-1, it's like, come on. Enough. I think that's why they did change it, though, because it was 2-3-2. Do you know it used to be 2-3-2? Isn't that crazy?
No, that is
They used
crazy.
to be 2 at home. Then the road team had all 3 in a row. And then they went back to the home, like the team with home court for 2. So the team that didn't have home court would have 3 in a row.
That's nuts.
It was crazy, Tara. I'm glad they changed it, but so I think it was a lot more likely for them to have the advantage there because they'd take that lead, but also it also forced teams that were crushing to win on the road almost every time. They weren't celebrating in front of their home crowd. It was like even if it went to 5 games, 4 games, 5 games. If it was a sweep or 5 games, their crowd wouldn't see them. 6 and 7 though, yeah. Anything else sports-wise? The U.S. Open, I didn't watch any of it, so I can't. I just know that Rory McIlroy had a little kind of
Bloop.
a what?
A little bloopy.
A
Missed
bloopy?
couple
Yeah, he had a little
easy
meltdown and
putts.
lost
Yep.
the U.S. Open. I don't think he's ever won the U.S. Open, but he lost it at the end and left before anyone could
Yeah.
interview him because he was in a bad
Yeah.
mood. Anyone who's mad about that, relax. He's just like, I gotta get out of here. I can't handle this right now. I
Right?
fucked up so bad.
It's like
I'm
one of
not-
those things where you have to be like,
I
I can see why I did that because, like you said,
I'll be honest. I don't need to hear from the losing team 10 seconds after
No.
they lost. Stop doing it.
yeah,
You can find out the next day because then they have a better perspective on it anyway.
right.
2 seconds after, you're so emotional. You're gonna say some
It's like
fucking
just-
dumb shit. I know that's what they want, but I don't think they should have to do it. And like these losing teams,
I agree. It's like, who cares?
like, yeah, I don't even want to.
You're just like rubbing salt in their wounds. Like,
I don't want to hear what Kyrie.
it's no fun for
I
anyone.
don't want to hear what Kyrie and Luca had to say about their losing all that.
No.
I'm sure they had a press conference. I don't know. I didn't see it. They weren't really. I wasn't really paying attention. Again, I was kind of over
did.
the NBA season already. That long, you know what really did it was that long gap between the conference championship to the finals. It's like, why? What the fuck? We had all this momentum. I was enjoying basketball, and 10 days later, we're fucking finally playing again. It was fucking insanely
The
stupid.
long gap and the fact that it was so not competitive. It's
Yeah,
like, okay, well,
if it
this
ended up
is
being a good series, it'd be
terrible.
one thing. But honestly, even if it had Tara, I had already kind of checked. By the time they were game one, like, this is over. I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm over it. So
Well, and it seemed like the Stanley Cups was gonna have the Stanley Cup was gonna have the same issue,
Yeah.
but then Edmonton they made it a game 7, so it's ending. Is it tomorrow or tonight? The
is
game
it tonight? Isn't that crazy that they went 7?
Yeah, because I thought it was gonna be the exact same thing because they were
They
losing
were
and
both
then
down
they
0-3.
crushed. Yeah, and then
It's
they
not till tomorrow. Why is there so many
Okay.
days in between that? That feels like that was 5. June 18th was June 21st. Oh, no, okay. That was 2 days ago. Still 3 days. That's a big one though. Maybe I'll watch that. We should watch that tomorrow night when I'm home.
yeah.
That's
Well, I
fun.
have
I like
volleyball.
a game 7 in hockey's always a good time. Always a good time. We're watching that tomorrow, Tara, so we can talk about it next week. When's Edmonton Oilers? When's the last time they won?
I don't forever because I feel like
Right?
Canada hasn't
Has
won
Canada
in
still not
forever.
won one in a while, or did they win one?
Yeah, I don't think so.
NHL champions. I know it was that for a long time, but I kind of checked out. Here we go.
I don't know who it would have been.
23, Vegas. I said it like you. 22, Colorado, Tampa Bay, St. Louis, Washington. Yeah, so if it didn't happen there, I don't know the last time a Canadian team won. God, Canada's going to go crazy if they win that.
I know.
I feel like even non-Edmonton teams. Last time Edmonton Oilers won was 1990.
Okay.
So they got to be, I'm going to guess there. Canadians won in 93. I want to say that was the last one. 1993. So 31 years ago was the last time a Canadian team won the NHL championship, the Stanley Cup. Edmonton won in 1990. So for them, it's been 24 years. That's a long time. And check this out here. 90 Oilers, 89 Calgary, Edmonton, Montreal, Edmonton. So that was all Canada.
Oh, wow.
And then it was New York Islanders for 4 years, and it was Montreal, Philly, Montreal, Boston. Yeah, so it was Montreal won. Yeah, they used to be a lot of Canadian teams winning it, and then it stopped. You got any other sports stuff for me, Terry? Are we rooting for Edmonton to win that bad boy, or do we want American supremacy, baby?
Yeah, I don't really care.
Speaking of, I saw Sha'Carri Richardson won her 100-yard dash. Was it today?
Ooh.
Was it either today or yesterday? Might have been yesterday. Crushed. So she's going to
love
the
that.
Paris Olympics.
Awesome.
Mm-hmm.
And
What if
she's
she
like
smoked?
a little
What if she
thing.
fucked up and smoked some reefer like this week?
Oh, God.
Oh, she's like, I like weed. I gotta smoke it. It'd be crazy.
It sucks because like the Cameron Brink tore ACL, so she's no longer going to the Olympics.
Oh, did she?
Yeah.
But she was going.
Yeah, for
Cameron
3-on-3.
Brink was on the team.
3-on-3.
Oh, she was in the 3-on-3 thing.
Yeah.
They should put in Caitlin Clark. Why not put her in the 3-on-3? She'd be perfect for it. Just jack threes up.
Right.
They check it out, and she just jacks a 3 up.
JJ Redick's the coach of LA.
What a
which is
stupid
weird.
thing. What a stupid,
So
stupid thing.
It's like him and LeBron do a podcast together, and all of a sudden he's a coach. We'll see how that goes.
Not well. I think
No.
yeah, that's so fucking stupid. JJ Redick just getting the LA Lakers job after never coaching a second in the
Never
NBA.
coaching.
What is wrong with this fucking league? It's funny, no one's pulling out the race card this time, but I think they should be this time.
Yeah.
I think they definitely should be. Look at this. It's like shit.
That side does look pretty bad. And that side.
I gotta fix it. I look like shit. You can really tell when I'm sitting like this.
Yeah.
Straight on. Not so great, but whatever. Yeah, I don't know, JJ Redick. I'm rooting against him for sure.
Me too. He's a Duke guy too, so It's fun to root against Duke. And he just thinks he's so smart.
JJ Redick.
Yeah.
He's a smug Dukean.
Yeah.
It's exactly what you'd expect. I'm rooting. It's going to be it's going to be really easy for people to root against LA. Like we already always have. I'm rooting hard. I hope they get Bronny, though. I think it'd be very funny.
Well, we'll know by next Wednesday, or probably not Wednesday, but
Is that the draft?
I think so.
We'll know Wednesday. They usually sign people that night. They usually already have it figured out.
Oh, they do the full draft on one night?
Oh, no. They used to. I forgot. This year, they're actually doing it in 2 nights. It's only 2 rounds, Tara.
Oh,
They should be able to do it in fucking one night.
no kidding.
God, I'll never.
Let's speed it up.
They really fucked up these drafts.
You know.
NFL fucked it up first, though. Fucking NFL. All right, guys. Anything you want to talk about over the weekend before we move on to They Live?
I don't think so.
No?
No.
All right, cool. So They Live. If you guys aren't familiar, They Live. Let me pull up some stats about it. Neither of us had seen this.
Never heard
I'd
of it.
seen parts
in
of
my
it
life.
on TV randomly back in the day. Like it'd come on. Did you know anything about it, Tara, at all?
No, I had
Oh, wow.
never heard of it in my life.
Oh, wow. 1988, They Live, starring Roddy Piper. They just called him Roddy Piper, not Roddy Piper in this one. Also, I forget his name, the buddy. Keith David as Frank. And then a bunch of people I didn't, I might have known like 1 or 2 other faces, but mostly I had no idea. And it's a John Carpenter movie about, based on someone else wrote a short story. And it's basically about, well, maybe I won't ruin it. We'll talk about it. Tara, your first take on They Live. I'll let you go first.
My first take?
Yeah, just take. Like, how'd you feel about it? I don't want you to break it down like you do.
Sure.
Because
I liked it. I actually liked it a lot.
Mm-hmm.
It was weird. It had like such an interesting vibe to it.
Yeah. I agree.
It felt 80s, but it just
sure.
had such a vibe to it, and like the music in it was really cool too. That
John Carpenter did it himself.
Yeah.
He tends to do that. He did Halloween's music himself too.
And it was just, I really liked it. It was such an easy watch. Like you said, it was a shorter movie.
Hour and a half or something like that.
So it cooked. And just like the acting in it was weird, but good. Some fun one-liners. I don't know. I really enjoyed it.
It's funny. The one-liners start late too.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't start with one-liners.
No.
And then all of a sudden,
it starts kind of slow.
Once he gets a gun, the one-liners don't stop.
Yeah. And it's interesting because it started pretty slow, and it's kind of like, what is going on? Like, where does this take? Like, what is this world? What's this world we're living in?
When is this supposed to be?
What
time period is this?
Yeah.
What city are we even in? You eventually find out
we're in LA.
Cleveland, I think.
No, West LA.
Oh, I thought they said it was Cleveland.
That's where his family lived.
That's how lame LA looked back then. Damn, LA, how were you like you suck? Didn't it look like shit? Like the buildings?
Yeah.
It was like 5 tall buildings. I don't think there's a ton of tall buildings still in LA, but what a lame city LA has always been.
But it was just it just held up really well, and it had some similar themes of stuff that is going on right now.
Yeah.
So I thought like it just had like a really interesting point of view. I liked it.
We all think like, oh, it's not even 40 years ago that this came out. And
No.
not a lot changes in 40 years. Technology has slightly.
Yeah.
But like the truth of like what's happening in our world is very similar.
Yeah.
And it hasn't changed for like ever. But I feel the same way. I loved it. There's a couple scenes that I hope we're going to talk about, I'm sure, that were just out of control. But you're right. It starts off like I'd say the first half hour, maybe 30, 25 minutes.
Yeah.
It's just like, it's just kind of a slow burn where you're not even really.
You're like, what
You're
is
like
this
you're just kind of
place?
meeting Roddy and you're just kind of seeing that the world's kind of not great
Weird?
for people.
No.
Like you're kind of getting an idea, like, oh, people are broke. People are
Yeah.
kind of willing to go places to try to separate themselves from their family. just to try to make a buck. I don't know how that made any sense. What these people were trying to do.
Well, and like he just gets a job in like construction right away,
Well, yeah,
and
that felt real.
then goes to a weird tent community. Like where were people even sleeping?
So yeah. Anyway, so I liked it. That I really enjoyed. The music had this really cool build. It was very stylistically cool,
Yeah.
and they just don't really make movies like this anymore. Sadly, it's because they're better. They're more intriguing and interesting. Nothing happens for a very long time in it. You don't start to, like I said, you're like 20 minutes in before you even get your first hint of weirdness.
Yeah.
When they like start having that weird TV glitch going on, you're like, what's that?
Yeah.
You don't really know what's going on at all. I'm like, oh, okay. I mean, I knew because I knew, like I knew what the movie was about and I'd known it for years. But really to see it play out like that was pretty cool, kind of fun, just to see how long it took them to get to, like, going into it. People were like, what the fuck's going on here?
Yeah.
Like you did.
Well, you had kind of said a little something.
Dad did.
To me. Dad did.
Dad
So I
ruined it.
knew what was going to happen, but I was thinking it would happen quickly, and it didn't.
No. So yeah, anyway, we'll break it down. So basically, I don't know if it's ever fully explained what's going on, but the world, everyone's kind of, it's not even like post-apocalyptic. It's almost just like 80s, like almost like recession, like it's just money ain't good. The world ain't good. People are on hard times, kind of like now. Just a lot of parallels to today. And eventually there's something going on where eventually Rowdy gets these pair of sunglasses and he puts them on and he starts seeing the truth, basically. Yeah. Like there's some sort of radio signal going out that is making people's perception change, where they're not really seeing the truth. And these sunglasses break that. And you start seeing just like things like, buy this, obey this.
Yeah.
Get married, have kids,
Yeah.
consumeristic stuff. But then there's also people that look like, I don't know, they're not really even aliens, just like people without skin almost.
But
just
kind of alien-y.
I guess, but they basically just look like people without skin. Like you can see their bulging eyes. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. And that's kind of and that's what's going on in the movie. And Rowdy's like, there's a small group of like a small faction of people that know already, and Rowdy somehow falls into it, and he starts trying to like do something about it.
Yeah, so it's like basically there's aliens who live amongst humans.
Yeah.
But you can't tell because they've disguised themselves and they use subliminal messages to control people.
Right.
And hide like the truth from them.
What are the did you do the categories?
Yeah.
You want to start?
Sure. I feel like the most iconic scene is when he puts on the glasses and he sees what the world really is.
Maybe. The most famous scene is their fight.
Well, that's the famous
I'm just saying
scene.
that's the real icon. I'm just letting you know that's
my favorite scene. I was, when you have like a favorite, I wanted to kind of.
I know. We'll talk about it. We haven't really talked about it. We didn't. I'm just saying that's in reality, that's probably the most iconic scene from them. Like people that know the movie, that's like the scene they think of. And you're right. Actually, you're wrong. When he first sees the dude that looks crazy at the newsstand.
Yeah.
It's like, what the fuck?
And he's just like, I feel like, especially if you didn't see a trailer to it and you didn't know what was going on, you'd be like, what? It was like almost Twilight Zone-y.
Oh, it definitely was a Twilight Zone-y deal.
Where
it just felt like a long episode of Twilight Zone, honestly.
Yeah. And then it went black and white too, so it had like that Twilight Zone feel to it.
Until later. The funny thing was later when they get the contact lenses, like, oh, these just came out today. And they put those in, and then you don't really see
then you don't
don't really see it the rest of the movie, what they're seeing. Maybe a few times you see it, but mostly no.
But I like it because it's like, because those sunglasses, they had to know, like, if you're wearing these sunglasses, you can see the truth.
And they were some cool. They were not cool. They look like shit. They were shitty sunglasses.
Yeah.
They should have made them look cooler. They were like real bad Ray-Bans almost.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the iconic scene. That's a good iconic scene. I mean, it's What's your next?
My favorite character is
Yeah.
definitely John Nada.
Yeah, John Nada.
Rowdy
Piper was
Roddy.
awesome in it.
He
His
was
hair in it.
good.
What his hair in it?
It was
Dang.
like, and
Why
the thing
wasn't
is,
Rowdy in more shit?
I don't know. I
I would have
liked
watched him
him
in a
though.
million movies that instead of like a couple
was
other
just-
dudes.
He was just cool. Like,
He could have been in a million more movies.
yeah.
I like when he shows up at they hire him for the construction site, and the next scene he's shirtless, just jacked.
Yeah.
He's just shoveling, looking jacked. Love that. It was really like he's jacked. He wrestles.
Yeah.
He's on roids. He's nailing it. He's Roddy.
I just think even he was just so weird in the whole thing. He was just such a lone wolf, but I liked that about him. But he also wanted to help the people.
Right. I don't even know if he wanted to help anyone. I think he was just kind of like, what's
He's
going
just-
on?
Yeah.
I'm gonna get to the bottom of this because it's weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
You
don't
might
know that
be
he ever was
right.
even like, I don't think he was ever like, I gotta help everybody. It was more about him like figuring it out. He's the one that
And then
knows
it was like figuring it out and then like saying fuck you to the establishment. Because he was
Exactly.
definitely not an establishment guy.
No, definitely not.
I mean,
definitely
he
what
was
he's trying to do.
like wandering. Like he was just walking.
Like the Incredible Hulk.
Yeah. So he was definitely my favorite.
Mm-hmm.
My least favorite was Holly.
Yeah, what the fuck?
God.
What was
So
her deal?
here's the thing. Terrible actress for one. Every time she was acting, that might have been my Tara moment. Anytime she was on, because I'm like,
She was ugly.
what? She was weird looking. Her eyes were super
Crazy
creepy.
eyes.
But like, she
I
never said anything. It was always just like, oh, I hated her. I hated
And
her.
her turn was like the most obvious thing of all time.
yeah, exactly.
Didn't like it. I didn't like that she killed
No.
Frank. It really pissed me off.
I know, and like the execution was just like she did not give a fuck about him. She
Just
just
shot
went
him in
up
the
and
fucking
shot him in
side of
the
the
head.
head. I'm glad they
Oh,
didn't show it
God.
because I was hating
I
it.
know.
No, don't show
And
it.
You just heard it, and you're like,
Frank
"That
was a good guy."
bitch." Frank was. He just wanted to do the right by his family and make money, and
I think my second least favorite person was the guy that in the end shows up as in like that shows up at the end in the tuxedo and is one of them, like hanging out.
Yeah.
But it was originally just the guy sitting and watching TV. He was
Yeah.
like a little doofus. And then
Yeah.
he shows up. Like, how did he even get involved? Why would they let him into the mix? And it made no sense.
no, because he's
It would have made sense if they said he was the one that ratted on him, but they didn't say that. Like if he was the one
No.
that like he's like, yeah, they're in this church. But they
Yeah.
didn't. That's what they needed to establish, that he had done that, because otherwise it made no sense for those aliens to allow that fucking chode in there, because mostly it was
Right.
wealthy people they let in.
right.
The numbers they were
It's
saying
just-
that they were making, like the amount of money, they're like, you rose by 33%. I'm like, that's not even that good. You're an alien that's running the world. Your money should be gazoopaline. Like, what are we talking
Yeah.
about?
It should definitely be.
That's pretty
Gazoopalin.
lame amount of money.
I really hated him too. Like all the human traders that knew what was going on and just let it happen.
Sure. But yeah, Meg Foster was the name of the woman that played Holly.
God,
Those
she
are her
was
real
so
eyes,
bad.
though. She has crazy eyes. I'm looking at her older, and they're wild.
I mean, her acting was so bad, right?
Blue-eyed brunette Meg Foster. That's what it says in IMDb.
Blue-eyed brunette.
They're very blue.
They are. They're like ice blue.
I'm trying to see if there's anything else I can learn about her.
Was she in anything else? Because her
she's in all
acting
sorts of
was so
shit.
bad.
Oh
was
yeah, I
so
remember in
bad.
Masters of the Universe. She played something. She was in stuff.
Yeah, it was a little too coincidental that she shows up and
just
then
kinda
the
walks
thing
past
gets
them.
blown up.
Yeah. I knew
It's
right
like,
then and there. I knew there she was like fifth. Channel 54, nothing going on there.
Yeah, nothing's going on there.
Yeah, she
John.
sucked ass. I mean, she
Yeah.
also she always knew what was going on. She threw him out when she threw him out the window. That was crazy. That was
Exactly.
hilarious, but it was
Mhm.
crazy. Breaks a bottle over his head and then just tosses him out a window down like a fucking like the Hollywood Hills. It was wild. He's got up and left.
Especially since her neighbors were definitely aliens because they had the watch on.
Right.
So it's like she knows.
She knew.
And they would have already known. So like she was fine.
Right.
They knew she was good.
Right. Go. Next thing.
My favorite scene was there was the legit 7-minute fight.
Is that how long it was?
I think so. A 7-minute fight between
One-on-one man on just alley
beating
fight.
the shit out of each other. It was Nada and Frank.
It acted like it was over like 5 different times. Like, oh, this is over.
Yeah.
And the other one would get up. Like the other guy would start to walk away. The other guy would get up and just start wailing on him again.
Yeah.
And then finally he just puts, because all he wanted to do was put on the sunglasses so he could see what was going on.
Yeah. And he
Because they
just
thought-
wanted to.
Because Nada had already killed a bunch of people, we'll say. But
Yeah.
a bunch of, as far as Frank knew, it was a bunch of people that he murdered in this bank. But it was a bunch of the aliens. A bunch of
Yeah.
they.
A
Is
bunch
this
of
where they came from?
Maybe. And it was just awesome. They were wailing on each other and then going back. And then he finally puts the sunglasses on and he sees, and his world has changed.
Yep.
And they're like, but then still, like, as the scene goes on, they're walking back, like walking to try to figure out what to do. And they're just like, oh,
Beat up. They go all the way
Beat
to
the
like the
fuck
shitty
up.
hotel to get a room.
like trying to walk up the stairs. Just
And they're
like,
just
oh,
Faces are torn to shit. And they just go in the room together. I'm like, they need to lay in this room for about a week. just
Yeah.
Before they try anything.
and they
It seems
might
like
have because, yeah, they might have.
Frank has definitely at that point starts going for like, you can't go out, because Frank comes back with like groceries and shit, and that's when the dude from the Resistance shows up
Yep.
and then tells them where they're going to be to try to stop it. Pretty good stuff.
It's so good.
Pretty awesome fight. One of the better fights. It's just kind of an insane thing. It's like let's just keep having the fight go on.
Yeah.
And it wasn't even like it was some great fight either, like great choreography. And that's why I kind of liked it, because it felt
Right.
realistic.
It was just like they were just beating the shit out
It's
of
like
each
dudes that were
other.
punching each other and then they'd like
Yeah.
knee each other in the dick.
Yeah.
And then they try to hit each other with like a 2x4. Try to run away.
Me and the
tackle each
dick
other.
was so funny. just like
They live. You got to watch it, guys, if you've never seen it.
That's the
a
thing.
lot of
I
fun.
feel like we're not doing it justice for you guys. You got to watch it. It's just good.
Yeah, it's hard
It's-
to do justice for it because it's such a style. It's just such a strange thing. I think we're doing okay.
Yeah.
But talking about kneeing in the dick and stuff. What's the next category?
Sexy
Just
scene.
read them.
Sexy scene. Not any sexy scenes except in the very end.
What?
It
Oh,
could be
the actual-
considered sexy.
Yeah,
Where
they go
it's-
back after.
It was
and, like, they show,
hilarious.
like a topless
A
chick, like a
topless
hot chick with nice boobs. Real nice set. Can't lie. She looked
Yeah.
good. But like,
And
yeah,
then-
they break after he destroys the satellite dish that was sending out the.
Yeah, spoiler
The,
alert. He saves the day.
He saves the day. We'll talk about that in a second.
Yeah.
But yeah, once the signal goes down, she's like banging this dude and looks down, and it's one of the aliens. Pretty
Yeah.
good stuff.
I mean, my second favorite scene is probably the very end when they're in the cable or TV station and they're
Yeah.
going to get the satellite and break it. And I'm
You just
doing a
got-
really bitch. I just
Pierce,
got
come on,
distracted.
skills.
I got
Jesus
so-
Christ.
I just
Spit
got
it the fuck out.
I got so distracted and I
When they're in
forgot what
the
I was talking
fit-
about.
The TV place, and they're trying to break the satellite and to finish it.
I got distracted because I started thinking about another scene that I really liked too.
I'd say my next favorite scene is probably,
When they're in the lair.
yeah, that's
That
pretty
was
good.
cool.
Them walking around, seeing what's going on, and I love that they're underground like lizard people,
Yeah.
basically.
They kind of look like lizards a little bit.
I mean, I think that's where a lot of the people get like the like now they all claim there's lizard people.
Oh, really?
That's like a big thing. Yes. Tara, yes, people think that's who's running. Basically, that's way. I don't know if it's because of that movie, but people like to act like that's how the world actually works. I mean, it does work like that, but it's not lizard people. It's just shitty people. People that are just shitty. That's the thing. Everyone wants to. That's what I don't like about all these conspiracy theories, Tara, like this. It's people are like, oh, it's lizard people. I'm like, no, it's just shitty people. Stop giving them so much credit.
Yeah.
They're the same fucking makeup as you. They're the same fucking species as you, and they're just pieces of shit.
And they just only care about themselves.
Don't give them that much fucking grace that they're a creature from another planet that's controlling us. They're fucking cunts that are the same as us, and they're still cunts. They're willing to treat other human beings like that. Sorry, Mom.
Yeah.
That's the way it is.
It is the way it is.
I'm going to throw a C-bomb out if it needs to be said. I just am. But yeah, sexiest scene. What's after sexy scene?
Next page.
You weren't prepared to flip that
Hero.
page? Who's the hero?
Easy.
That's easy.
Nada.
Frank Nada's the hero.
Nope, John Nada.
Why did I say? Oh, Frank is. I still looked at Frank. Frank's a bit of a hero.
I mean, Frank
himself,
is
though.
a bit of a hero too. They both, I would say, yeah, they're both.
I mean,
heroes.
they're going to celebrate Frank during Black History Month for sure.
Yes, definitely.
They're like, don't forget about Frank. I don't know his last name. Don't forget about Frank.
Because Frank would have done the same thing, but he got freaking blindsided by the traitor bitch. The traitor bitch. Karen. Oh yeah, she was a Karen. I hated her.
What a piece of shit she was.
So it's Frank and John. They both were the heroes.
Duo heroes.
They're a duo.
Couldn't have done without each other.
And they just get up on like Holly acting like she wanted him. Like, oh, don't do it. There's nothing you can do. And like be with me type of thing. And it's like, no, you're trash. He is anti-establishment. Right. So what does he do? He is like, there's this big freaking helicopter coming at him. And he is like, yeah, I'm going to die, but first I'm going to shoot this and show people the truth.
First he shot the bitch.
Boom, you're dead.
Yeah. And then he blows up the satellite.
And it was awesome because that's when all the aliens lost their
But after they shot the satellite, they blew him away from the helicopter. Mm-hmm. But he gets one last little fucking... on his back, about to die. He flips him the fucking bird. Pretty cool. Pretty good. He had some one-liners. That might have been better than all his one-liners.
I know. Do you have a favorite one-liner?
I mean, come on. I mean, the famous one is, I've come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass, and I'm all out of bubblegum. That's a line. That's not even a one-liner. That's just like poetry, baby.
Yeah.
I'm all out of bubblegum.
I think it's just gum.
No, he says bubblegum. It's
twice?
Yes.
I thought he said...
He says bubblegum and he says bubblegum again, and it's perfect. It's very good. I also like there's one where he's just like, he's like sitting there, and I'm like, I actually pulled a list up, but I like the part where he's like, he's in the little convenience store, and they're like, he's seeing them, and he goes, you're okay, and they're like, this one real fucking ugly.
Yeah. That was so good.
They would say there was a couple he said that made no fucking sense. I'm like, what's that even mean?
Like what?
You know, you look like your head fell in cheese dip back in 1957.
It means a moldy cheese dip head.
This one I liked too. You see, I take these glasses off. She looks like a regular person, doesn't she? Put them back on. Formaldehyde face. Well, there was one later that he said, I'm like, that doesn't even make sense. Hold on here. Vamp. I look for the one I'm looking for.
Vamp.
It's not vamping. Read your next category or something.
I was going to say, do you want me to talk more about...
We can go to the next category. Or did you have a line that you really liked?
The gum one. The bubble gum one. It was awesome.
I liked when he said, Mama don't like tattletales. Oh, no, this was it. He said, brother, life's a bitch, and she's back in heat.
Oh.
Oh my god.
So good. And then I said that the villains are the humans that knowingly went along with it to live the good life.
Yeah, you can't expect the aliens to know no
Yeah,
like they were aliens.
they're aliens.
That's what they're supposed to do. It's like us eating shrimp. It's like
Mm-hmm.
us eating shrimp.
Just like us eating
Just like us
shrimp.
eating shrimp.
Scrimp.
I gotta say this here. I don't look as good this week as I look. I don't know if it's I'm like washed out, I think. The colors this ain't my color. I
Oh,
just look like a pale boy. And it's my
but
bad beard.
I think it's the bad beard.
Rude. Yeah, I agree. I'd say the villains of the movie was the people
Yeah,
that turned on their own.
yeah. And let it willingly happen. Like freaking Holly. Bitch.
Fuck Holly. Holly was so weird. And like, that was the other thing I was watching, like, because Roddy's a cool dude, but like, there was like close-ups on their faces, like his and Holly's, and like, you guys got bad skin and you were that good looking.
No.
That would never happen anymore.
No.
They'd at least be make-upped a little better. Her
I
makeup
mean-
was dog shit.
Roddy's bod looked good though.
Yeah, he was jacked. That might
He's
have been the
jacked.
sexiest part of the movie is when he's
Yeah.
fucking digging shirtless.
Yeah, I think so. And then the message is wake up, be an independent thinker,
Oh,
don't trust anyone.
here's the thing about the message. It stands true to this day. It just feels like it's. I mean, it is what happens. Like the people with money,
Yeah,
people at the top are
they only care about
trying to help.
themselves.
I mean, I don't know that they're trying to have people like be asleep, sleepwalking through life. Doesn't even they're not even aliens. I don't even know they're
No.
aliens. It's just the way it is. That's my whole point. It's like don't give them that much credit.
Right.
They're just bad, shitty people, greedy fuckers.
We're just a bad species. We suck.
We are a bad species. Bad species for sure.
Bad species.
You know, is there any other? That's it for categories. Anything else about the movie that you remember that was fun? I think we talked about a lot of the.
Oh,
good
I
stuff.
really liked how their watches, they could like all of a sudden just like go into like disappear, time travel.
They didn't
Or
really
not
time
even
travel.
time travel,
Basically, it opened a hole
It
up
opened a
that they
hole.
fell through.
Yeah.
Zoop. Yeah, when they were down below, and it was just like, why are you guys underground? They were underground, but then when they went to the place where the aliens came from, they were like looking at outer space. I was so
Yeah.
confused. Like I don't know what.
I was
I guess
like,
it was.
just-
I guess if it's a portal, it could look like anything.
Yeah.
On the other
it's
side of it.
portal.
But yeah, I just thought it was funny when they walked in. Nobody even paid attention to them when they walked
I
into that
know.
big banquet. I'm like, no
Yeah.
one would have been like, who
How'd
are these
you-
people?
And why are
And
they
then the other
dressed
guy walks
this
up
way?
like, oh, you must be a familiar too, basically.
Yeah.
What a weird choice to have him be the guy that shows him around. Strange.
And then they finally like, what's your code or your password or whatever? And then that's when they
Yeah, where
shot
you pass
him.
that?
What are you-
They blew them all away.
That
That
was
was the
like
other
the
thing, they
first
died-
time. Literally
guys-
the first time.
They died real easy,
Yeah.
honestly. Real easy. Just real easy.
I really did like once they shot up when he shot up the satellite, and then it started showing just like the aliens amongst them, just in weird situations, like the two people that were on TV, and then just sitting at a bar, and there was like the
Were you-
alien next to him.
It was
I
good.
just thought that was fun.
I'm
It
glad
was
you
like
liked
a
it. I
fun.
liked
It was a fun way to end it, where it kind of was like
It was a weird
lighthearted.
ending. It was kind of just
It
like an
was.
abrupt, weird, and then there's
What?
the topless chick. It's like, what is
Yeah.
this? What do you rate this bad boy?
I'm
He's
gonna
coming up with
rate
something
it
good?
a 7-minute knockdown drag out fight.
Ooh, finally, she has a good. That's your best rating in a long time.
I know. That's because I always forget, and I finally remembered.
How do you forget?
I don't know, Drew.
7-minute drop down,
knockdown.
drag out
Fight.
fight.
Hmm.
I agree, Tara. It's a top notch movie.
I loved it.
I really thought it was really fun. for
It's
a
just
movie that was
interesting.
almost 40 years old. 36-year-old movie. It almost felt older somehow. It felt older, but still held up really well.
Hmm.
I'm like, man, this movie feels old, but also
It was just so
good.
weird. I liked it. It was weird, but I liked it.
I agree. I agree. There you guys have it. There you guys have it. They live.
They live.
Roddy Piper. Tara,
Rowdy Roddy.
got anything for me this week? Got any hard hitting questions for me this week?
Yeah, but first I want to talk about something that I saw that I thought was so that kind of makes me think of this movie
Okay.
and just the way the world is. So I was on TikTok, which I gotta get off it
It's terrible.
because I'll take it. I'll be like, I need to take a quick little nap, and then instead I just
I think
swipe
both.
on
I think that
TikTok.
and Instagram need to disappear. I only have them so I can post on them. But when I post, I get stuck looking. I'm stupid and I look at
I
other people's
know.
shit I shouldn't because so much of it is such trash. But anyway, what you're saying?
Anyway, so I saw a TikTok and it was somebody stitching something. So so it only showed like a little portion of this lady's TikTok.
Yeah.
And it was a mom who said something along the lines of, "Can we normalize Venmo requesting money for play
Oh,
dates?"
everyone's roasted that bitch about 1,000 times over the last couple of weeks.
But she didn't actually mean it. Because I was like, this is so crazy. And I'm like, that's ridiculous. And then I went and I saw
Watch the
like,
actual clip.
watched the full thing. And like, she was charging for like juice boxes and snacks and like food and stuff like that. But then wear and tear on couches,
Right.
bathroom breaks. And I was like, okay, this is like not real because like bathroom breaks, like that's just ridiculous.
Right.
So then I went and I was like, oh, so what she does is she rage baits people to come to
Smart.
her site and like get hooked on her content because what she does is um where she shows you like how easy it is to find people on the internet by what you post.
Mm.
So that's what she does. But what I took away from, which is interesting in itself, but what I took away from it is I'm like, there are so many people roasting this woman and she didn't even mean it. Like it was satire, it was rage bait, but like people were losing their goddamn minds and just like calling her out. I'm like, why are you wasting your time on this? Like, this
Sure.
is so insane to me. Where it's like, oh, this became such a big deal for something that wasn't even a thing. And people were, it's like, it took me literally like a second to be like, wait a second, this doesn't check out.
Yeah.
Let's look into it a little bit more. And it's like, oh, yeah.
And I did the opposite thing where I went, oh, and moved on.
Yeah.
Those are the two things. Like, you look into it more, go, like, okay, weird, and then moved on. There's no reason for me ever to speak to somebody about it.
Right.
Ever. Someone did post on one of my burpee videos,
Oh,
and
good.
it said, please, what did it say? Something about getting off my For You. And I just wanted, like, man, I don't know how to do that. I wish I knew how to do that. I could get off of there for you. I just want to be like, you commenting on it, it's probably going to keep me around,
Yeah.
baby boy.
Baby
Thanks for
boy.
commenting on it, baby boy. Fucking idiot.
Oh, that's so funny.
You commented on it. Guess what? They're going to
Guess
think you like
what?
to see
Exactly.
it. If they don't care, they're going to show you more.
Yeah, exactly. You're engaging, so guess
I
what? You
appreciated
get
it.
more.
I
You get
appreciated it
more.
very much.
God,
I wish more
what a
people would
dope.
comment on my videos.
Comment, like, subscribe. That's
Mostly
funny.
comment.
I really like your video, so he should just shut his trap. But or don't keep saying it. Bring it to more people's For You pages.
Mm. Mm-hmm. 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 Wait, was there more to that point to what you were saying?
No, I just thought it was interesting that it was like, because I saw so many people just being like, this is ridiculous. Like, you're a Karen. You need to like figure shit out. And then I clicked on it and instantly realized what it was because, like I said, if she would have kept it at like juice boxes, the food that she ate, like stuff like that. Like, oh, we went to the pool and I paid for your dog, like stuff like that. But it was like wear and tear on couch,
Sure.
trips to the
Yeah.
bathroom, and I'm like,
Yeah. Well,
okay,
I think
this
that's
is not.
because I guess because honestly, there's probably a point where that would make sense. It's
Yeah.
like, why am I always hosting this and I'm just
Yes.
spending money on it? I'm not your babysitter,
Right.
sort of thing. If you're not really good, but if you're just friends, you're like, "Yeah, I'm gonna help my friend out and we can hang out,
Right.
and like, whatever. We'll figure out, it all breaks even in the end, sort of thing. But if it's not that sort of thing, sure. Because some
Right.
people it doesn't ever break even with. They're
No,
never
because
like
I
picking
remember
up slack.
mom, like, we would go to mom and dad's house all the time and have lunch, and my friends would just eat it all willy nilly and not think, like, oh, we're eating all their food. And I didn't think about it either, really. I'm like, oh, yeah, let's go to my house.
I never took people to eat my. I mean, between me and my friends, we kind of all would take turns. We'd all have turns,
Yeah.
honestly. I would say, as far as that goes. But yeah, there is a point where it's like this is a little ridiculous. You got to make a stand somewhere. But you're
Yeah,
right.
but-
She was clickbaiting. But there's the other thing. There's probably people that were like, "That's pretty smart."
Yeah. Well,
There's
the other
definitely people that were like, "This is good."
well, this is the thing that actually ended up happening. I forgot about this until right now. So she was like showing like, "Oh, this is the Venmo request I sent," and she like ended up giving me the $15. People started sending that person Venmos, and the lady made up that Venmo. It wasn't a real person. So then people were sending her money.
Really?
Yes. And she's like, because of because she sent money to this lady. I'm like, people are nuts.
That's so funny.
Oh, the internet, it's such a fucked up place. It's used for evil, and it could be so good, but humans.
There's so many holidays today.
No real good ones.
Interesting one. I mean, if you had any skills, you could come up with something. What do you got? Let's hear what you got.
It's let's see, which one do I want to start with? National Pink Day.
Okay.
Name your top 3 favorite pink things. Oh, that could get gross. I just
Vaginas, nipples, and
oh god.
vaginas, nipples, and flamingos. Vaginas, nipples, and flamingos. Thanks, Steve.
I didn't
Thanks
even
for setting
think
me up
of
for that one.
I didn't even think of
What
that.
did you think I was gonna say?
Well,
I guess I could have.
I literally
like-
when I
I
didn't
like pussy lips. I like pink nips, and I like flamingos.
Oh my god.
You just put it in my lap.
What's crazy is I didn't think about that until I looked at you saying it, and I'm like, oh fuck. This is going in the
Wasn't even
exact
that bad.
I know, but I
Wasn't even
didn't
bad.
but I didn't even think of like, oh yeah, what things are called pink. Vaginas.
Lips, nips, and tips.
I said flamingos, cotton candy, and pigs. So
Pigs?
yeah.
Those aren't bad. What else you got?
Oh my god. It's National Hydration Day.
Hell
so
yeah.
I just wanted to know what some of your most overrated beverages might be.
Oh, coffee,
Oh.
energy drinks.
Oh, those are 2 of my favorites.
They taste like shit. Both of those things taste like shit. And wine. Those 3 things. I don't like any of those. I don't drink any of those 3 things ever.
Those are literally 3 of my most favorites.
That's a lot of people's favorite things. I don't touch
know.
them. Give me water. Give me soda pop. Give me beer. Give me hard liquor.
That's good.
Flavored water.
Flavored
peach.
water. I don't like those.
I love them.
I have one right here. It's a strawberry. Not good.
Why don't you?
Actually, the strawberry's not too bad, but the
Don't you
grape
like
one
them?
was terrible. There's no flavor.
Grape is terrible.
Yeah.
There's no flavor.
Yeah.
It tastes like Kool-Aid.
Not really.
Fuck off. What's your next There's some weird ones today. Today's
It's
International Widows Day.
I know there was some
And also
sad
National
ones.
Fatherless
I
Children's
know
Day.
there was some sad ones that I'm like, I don't want to talk about those. They're
No way.
sad,
Why are we celebrating those two things?
right? It's like
I guess National Fatherless Children's Day is something you could do like for like reverse of Father's Day, but it also just seems
it just is a bummer.
oh yeah, you don't have a father. That's like just maybe come up with a different title, maybe because that's
Yeah.
tough. What else you got?
It's Let It Go Day. So don't ruin a new day by thinking about yesterday.
Oh wow,
And I
I should
kind of
have
like
done my.
that.
I should have done my 40 days from 40 better today instead of yesterday
Oh,
because it was about not living in the past or the future, it's living in the now, baby. Did you not watch it?
I did watch it.
Then how do you not know?
I don't know. I might have
Life's a
watched.
little circle, living in the now like a Funyun.
That's right. It was the Funyuns back. Your whatchamacallits are pretty great. Your sponsorships.
Yeah.
I'm loving them.
Mm-hmm.
I love Funyuns came back to support you, which is great.
Well, Muscle Flare's a return
Muscle
from the original. I did
That's
Muscle Flare
right.
the first time.
That's right.
Jimmy Sleeves.
Jimmy sleeveless.
Jimmy Sleeves sleeveless zip ups.
It was so good. It was so good. Like
I got more.
it was good.
I mean, I make them up the day of.
They're very fun. I'm really enjoying them.
I really like Jimmy Sleeves sleeveless zip ups.
I tried to like see famous people, and they were like, I didn't know any of them. I knew Jason Mraz.
They were born?
Yeah, today. I
Oh.
think I knew like 2 total. Jason Mraz and I might have only known Jason Mraz.
Tara, it's National Typewriter Day.
It is?
Yeah.
How awesome were typewriters? Like when you were a kid. Just
I like
digging
to
around
touch
on a
them, but I never
typewriter?
want to. If I ever had to type something with them, I'd never finish it.
Oh yeah, but
I
still.
would never finish. It would literally never finish it. It would take me like the ladies that used to type on that shit back in the day,
Oh god.
like mistake free, amazing,
Queens.
amazing.
Unsung heroes.
People now that think they're typers, they're fucking idiots. Dang, these typewriter people were gods.
Yeah.
Gods.
Goddesses.
Wait, what was your National Hydration Day? Oh, the beverages that are
Beverages
overrated.
that are overrated.
Any other ones of those?
Not really. It's National Detroit Style Pizza Day.
I do
feel
like
like-
Detroit
I feel
style
like-
pizza.
I feel like that's one of your favorites.
What?
A Detroit style. You like a pan. Thick
I like that
crust.
thick crust. I guess is that always Detroit style's like square though.
Yeah.
You know, I like Pizza Hut. I like Pequod's pizza. You're not wrong. I don't know what's my favorite style. I like because a lot of my favorites are thin.
Yeah,
Tara.
but you do like you'll order a pan style.
Rarely, other than
I don't
from Jets
know.
Pizza.
You used to
I
get
mean-
the pan at whatchamacallit?
What?
Art.
Different. That's
you
not
fl-
Detroit style at all.
Why?
Detroit style is a totally different thing.
It's
What are you
square.
talking- Jets. No, it's the way the crust is. It's airy. It's like Jets, Tara.
What
are you
about
talking about?
Rockies?
Not. That's like Sicilian.
Maybe I don't know what. Does Pizza
You know what
Hut?
Jets pizza is, right?
Yeah, but I feel like
You
Rockies
think that is anything like Rockies or Art of Pizza?
kinda.
No.
What about Pizza Hut?
Yes, I think it actually is like Detroit style, in my opinion. Their pan pizza is very
Yeah.
Detroit, like has that same vibe.
I kind of want a personal pan now.
They're not as good as they used to be. There's a thing they had going there was a pan. We had a personal pan pizza and like 4 boneless wings. It sounded good to me. The whole meal's like 900 calories though.
That's a lot of calories.
Pass.
Pass.
I mean, someday again, but
When
not.
you're feeling a little frisky.
I'd rather see something good. The other day, Friday, I was out. I did this. I put a wallet in my pocket and keys. I went for a 2-mile walk and I stopped at the Avondale Tap near me and I ordered a burger and fries. It was great.
Ooh,
I came home,
I like it.
sat alone.
How does it feel to sit alone at restaurants to you?
Oh, at a restaurant? I don't give
Yeah.
a fuck.
Yeah.
Never. I stopped caring about that. I don't know if I ever cared about that. Maybe when I was young, like once you do it once or twice, you're like, oh, this is fine.
Yeah.
I mean, it depends on the place
Sure.
where I'd feel weird, but there, I know. I walked, I sat on the patio at a two-top, I one-manned it, ate my burger, listened to a podcast while I did it, got the fudge out of there. It doesn't bother me at all. No, never. I go to movies. I don't mind doing things alone. I don't care. No one cares.
Right.
Everyone's like, well, no one gave a fuck what I was doing.
Exactly.
And I spent $33 after tip. And I got a beer, I got a soda, I got a burger and fries.
What day
If I
was
would have
that?
been there with a second person, it would have cost me $90 probably.
Yeah. It was a nice little self date. Is that what you call it?
Yeah, I was home by 9 and I went upstairs and I rode the bike for a little while.
Oh, you ride upstairs?
When it's nice out, it's great to ride up there. I love it. Yeah.
Have you guys been getting rain?
Yeah. I ran pretty good last night.
We can't stop getting rain.
I'll tell you this story. Oh,
What?
wow. So okay. I know maybe about beginning of winter, I had someone must have left my car unlocked and someone took my coat. Remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah. So a couple nights ago, I remember like, man, I don't think I locked my car. Like, whatever. I'm sure I did. I was in bed. I'm like, I don't remember locking my car because it's like I hit the lock button as I get out. But I had to get stuff out of the back because I had just got home from Wisconsin. So I was carrying a bunch of shit up. And I didn't lock it. And then about 3 a.m., I heard like a noise. It sounded like a car door closing. I'm like, what are the chances that's really my car? And I fucking looked, and it was, Tara. There was a car parked next to my car, and there was like three young men outside of it. And they weren't in my car anymore, but I knew they had been because when you open the door, the lights turn on the front, and I could see those were still on, and they were across the street trying to break in to
Another
they were trying to break a window. I don't keep anything. They took nothing. They took a couple quarters from me.
Okay.
Didn't take shit from me. But it smelled like cigarettes because one of the dickheads must have been smoking.
What a
This is not the important part of the story, Tara. You gotta hear this.
Okay.
So they're trying to break this. I'm like, I'm gonna go down. I'm like, what the fuck? I was gonna set my alarm. I went to set my alarm off. I was gonna set my alarm off and try to scare them off. But I'm like trying to put clothes on because I was gonna run down and make sure they didn't steal anything important. But by the time I got down there, something had happened and they were gone. But then I heard a huge bang. And I start hearing cops yelling like, get on the fucking ground. Get on the ground. I'm like, what the fuck? So I just stood there and I'm like, so people that listen don't know this, but I live like in the middle of a short block. And then they were around that corner, that corner, Tara, where you can take a right.
Yeah.
Right past my apartment to the front side of my building.
Uh-huh.
And I'm just by my car and I'm like by where the alley is. So like half a block back. And I'm like, what the fuck? And I like wanted to see it, but I didn't want to just go. So I like went to cross the street to like cross on the other side. So I can kind of be far back, but still kind of see what's going on instead of having to like peek my head around the corner. And all of a sudden I hear someone running and it's like, they're like clomping along and it's like some young girl and she's wearing like flip flops and like capri type shorts and she's like holding her phone and she's just running. And I'm like, I'm not fucking with this. She's clearly like a high school age girl, maybe, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Very young. And I'm like, I'm not stopping her. That's not my job. I'm not going to ruin this girl's life. Hopefully she learns from this sort of thing. I'm like, fuck it. And she kind of like, I'm in the middle of the street when this happens. And I kind of stepped off the sidewalk so she could run past it, but she runs into the street and like looks at me and then turns and runs down the alley. I'm like, I'm not, don't worry.
God.
I'm not going to chase you, lady, young lady.
Oh.
So anyway, I'm like, man, I can hear the cops yelling like, stop. And then like, I'm like, I don't want to go. So what I do is I run back inside. Well, first I look at my car to make sure nothing fucking important is missing.
Yeah.
I don't see anything. Or I was doing that. I heard the bang. I'm like, what the fuck was that? And then I start looking at my car. And then I start hearing the voice. That's when I close. So I close the door. I'm like, I don't see anything missing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, I don't think there's anything in here anyway. And they clearly had gone through like the glove compartment and under the seats and stuff, but just took a couple, like just whatever change I had. Didn't take anything worth time. And so I'm like, man, I want to know what's going on. So I run upstairs and I go up to my roof. I'm like, duh. So I go up to my roof, cross over to the neighbor's side or the other side of the building. And I look over, and Tara, the fucking car is flipped on its side. And there's two cop cars in front. There's a cop car in front of it on a one way coming from the other way and a cop car behind it. And the car is on its fucking side. And so what had happened is I don't know if the cop, and there's broken glass in the intersection. So I must have missed this part. And so they must have been going down that, and they must have got clipped it, and they hit like three cars on the side and then got flipped to their side. The only reason I know they hit like three cars is because I didn't go down. I didn't want to like be a part of it, but all the neighbors I stood up for maybe a half hour. All the neighbors started coming out and they're looking at the cars and stuff like that. And, at one point they're like, we found a gun. They had a gun. They're like, is it loaded? Like, no. So they had a gun. Fucking crazy, but they were young. So I watched one of them get arrested. That girl got away. There was at least 3 boys though. So I don't know how many of them got away because only the girl ran past me.
Yeah.
I don't even know how they all got out of the car.
Jesus.
So I hear the loud bang, and then all the cops are yelling at them shortly after. So they must have crashed. I don't know how they fucked it up. But yeah, so the next day I walked past and I did all the cars were still there. And they were like, one of them's really fucked up. One of them's and then another one like, but I don't know I don't know if the cop ran into him. Because otherwise, I don't know how they would have flipped like that. Right. That corner at full fucking speed. I don't know how they would have got up to full speed because of where they were coming from. So yeah, that happened.
That's crazy.
I stood on the roof and just watched it go down. There's like all these cops keep showing up, helicopter overhead.
Holy shit.
It was wild. I'm just standing there like looking over the edge. It's like 3. I went back. I fell back to sleep like 5:30 in the morning because like my adrenaline was up. Yeah. I ran downstairs. Glad I didn't run into the fuckers had guns.
No kidding. Jesus.
But I was just going to set the alarm off and try to scare them off. And then try to look and see if they took anything. But, man.
Jesus.
It was fucking wild.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So.
I would have been like.
Again, I got to be better about locking my car door.
Yeah.
Because they must have pulled it open and then they fucking broke the next day. The neighbors were cleaning up broken glass from their window. I don't know what they took out of there. They must have seen something they wanted to take.
Yeah.
Because I saw them trying to like break it. Oh, they used something from my car to break it.
What they
because
use?
I had I was like, man, I checked. I'm like, oh, I hope they didn't take my sunglasses because I just lost my other sunglasses.
Yeah.
On the river, and the sunglasses were sitting in the middle console, right?
Uh-huh.
So I went to go look, and they were there still, but they used to sit on like this blue rag gone. I'm like, they must have used the blue rag to punch the window. That was my guess.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, we'll use this to punch the window. My jean jacket was in the car, still there.
Good.
I was worried about that.
Oh my God, Drew.
As was my Wonka hat, which I can't believe they didn't take. They must not have realized how expensive and velvety that hat was.
Yeah, and how they would look
like $1 million
rich.
Bucks. It must have been a little dark for them because I don't know how they didn't take it. It was just sitting in the middle of the back seat, Wonka. They could have taken it. They didn't. So
good.
I'm a lucky boy. I would have been devastated if they took my Wonka hat.
I know.
I would have been devastated if they took my Wonka
That's
hat.
insane.
And it's Tara. They got like 5 quarters from me, and now their fucking lives are ruined. At least one of them is arrested, and their life is ruined.
Right.
And they flipped the car. I'm guessing they stole the car.
Oh boy.
Yeah, it was like this nice fucking like SUV.
Oh boy.
Like a huge one. It was stolen for sure.
So they stole a car.
My guess is the
girl got away.
Girl got away. I probably should have stopped her just to like try to fix her life, but it wouldn't have fixed her life.
No,
because she would have fucking gotten the system and been fucked up after that.
Yeah.
Hopefully she learned from it. But yeah, she ran down the alley. So I'm wondering if they're my neighborhood kids, and that's what it was. Because why else turn and go down that alley when she could have went the other way?
How old do you think they were?
High school, for sure. Maybe right out of high school.
Idiots.
But my guess is high school.
I'm glad your Wonka hat made it.
Hell yeah. I got an email. We got one email. Then we'll get out of here. Tara, so that was my wettest and driest moment of the week.
Yeah.
Wettest moment because it was exhilarating. Driest because
Shit like that sucks.
it's just like, come on. It's so like pointless. And
Yeah.
life is possibly ruined.
Yeah. Over
The
someplace-
dumbest shit. And also, like, I don't have, like, I'm not doing well. Leave me alone.
Right.
Leave me alone.
Leave me alone.
I gotta lock my door.
Yes.
Melon fights. I have one email. It's from Jeannie. Interesting.
Oh, interesting.
Enjoyed the show.
Thank you.
I meant to say Bozzy goes well with Sleepy. Sleepy Bozzy? Sleepy Bozy? I don't know what she's talking about. Do you?
Sleepy Daddy?
Bozee? Bozzy? Bozy? I don't remember last week, Mom.
You know.
Watching 10 Hallmark movies a week? Brutal. Wrestling much better. I don't think we're going to watch 10 a week.
No.
I think we're going to do 10 total.
Yeah.
Wasn't that our goal?
I think so.
Yeah. Drew, stop hating on pickleball. It is fun exercise. Listen, do what you need to do, lady, to stay in shape as an old lady. Do it. It just isn't cool. It never will be. I suck at it. I have a new super cute outfit to wear, so no one will notice my poor performance. Just that I'm looking good in my new threads. I forgot Niecy Nash, Lily Tomlinson, Dan Levy, Sean Hayes, Jane Lynch. So good. For her LGBTQ plus list. I don't remember her list, but Tara, her wettest moment was Father's Day. It was definitely along the line of when your dad sent you flowers to work.
Oh,
Remember
God.
His cringy message.
Oh, my God. It was something like Daddy loves you or something weird like that. I can't even remember, but I know that when I got it, I read it, and then I did not show anybody that I worked with because I was like so uncomfortable with what it said.
That's funny. Where was that at?
Spot Hero.
Nice.
Yeah.
Top 5 Father's Day themes. Top 5 Father's Day themes. Huh? Oh, okay. Oh, she also said, don't say shut the fuck up. Shut up. Shut the fuck up.
Shut the fuck up.
Number 5, Papa Smurf. It's not really a theme, but oh yes, anything dad or Papa. It works. Papa Smurf. Make room for daddy. I don't know what that is.
Isn't that a
Father
game?
Must be.
Oh, that's Don't Wake Daddy.
Father knows best. Papa don't preach. Madonna version. Wrong. And Mamas and the Papas.
Mm.
Okay. In parentheses, equal billing. Okay. Slang for poop. Please note, I don't like the word shit for poop. Only use it when you are pissed or in a sentences not related to poop. Example, you're eating a new delicious ice cream or listening to Bruce Springsteen album and say, man, I love this shit. What is Mom talking about sometimes? She's a crazy person. I feel like it's more correct to say shit as poop.
Yeah.
Or shit, I dropped my soap on a rope. Who is this person? Note, the same goes for piss or pissed. Why? Not really in order, but childhood words used for poop. Stinky, number 2, and poopy. Not be confused with just poop. Stay dry, love you. That's a tough list. Don't love it.
Poopy.
Stinky, number 2. If someone says they got to take a number 2, I'm like, no, I don't like you. Mm-mm. And stinky, cringe. Someone's like, I got to take a stinky.
Ew, I hate it.
I got to take a stinky. It sounds like a girl that's trying to be like, I got to take a stinky, daddy. Don't worry, I'll send you flowers to work. Hey, Tara.
Hey, Drew.
Stay dry.
Stay dry.
Have a Tuesday.
Have a Tuesday.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Melon fights.